the button.
There we go. Welcome, one and all, to Ladies Wot Pod, episode 40. It's nearly as old as we are now, Mrs. Jones.
Well, almost, yes.
Almost, yeah. If we're lying about our age, it's nearly.
21 again.
So, yes. So I am back from sunny Cornwall. I am in not at all sunny South Northants. My name is Liz Saunders. Amongst other things, I'm chairman of the Saint Supporters Club and half of Ladies Wot Pod and general all-round rugby geek. And you are, for any new listeners who might be joining us,
Claire Jones, not in South Northamptonshire, in Cambridgeshire, on the edge of the fens.
To do a four-way family favourites, what's the weather like with you, Claire?
Grey. The reason I'm looking like that is the blinds down. Grey.
Yeah, it's grey here.
But it's still baseball hat weather. It's not woolly hat weather.
It's not woolly hat. No, it's been so warm and wet.
It was incredibly warm over the weekend. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I'm wearing.
You're wearing
my gift from the wheelchair rugby team. This is a wheelchair rugby shirt. This is what they play in. And notice they have, because the community department are sponsored by Travis Perkins, they don't have Cinch. They have Travis Perkins.
Yes. Lovely.
No, wrong side. Oh, where am I going?
The other side.
I was looking at the camera rather. And then look.
Yeah.
I'm very.
So in case you forget who you are.
Yes. I have a red hat. Yes, a red hat. Yes.
Yeah, always useful. So let's get Friday night out of the way, done, dusted, put to bed, move on, ready for next week. So, fortunately, so glad I didn't give in and pay the ridiculous amount that Bath wanted people to pay for tickets, but carried on my holiday in Cornwall. And I was in a wonderful pub called the Bucket of Blood, eating a delicious steak that was apt for the Bucket of Blood. Lovely, rare T-bone steak. It was gorgeous, lovely meal. Watching the results, the game thing on Twitter, thinking, oh, that's not too bad. It was pretty much how it went. So you were there, however, Mrs. J. Would you like to give us a quick summation? I've tried to watch it back, but our Sky feed obviously took pity on me and had failed. So I've only been able to watch the highlights, which when you're fast forwarding for just the Saints bits, very quick, very, very quick.
Well, where to begin? Bath. As somebody said to me the other day, at least you're there in September and not November, which is, I think, is when Bedford have got to go. And no, it wasn't Sherpa 2. It was the wreck, and it still hasn't had much investment. It is, it is a ground that needs replacing. The facilities are not great. Dire? Yes. As an aside, one of my favourite moments of the entire evening, was after, just before the start of the second half. This bloke appears with a drill, a screwdriver, and a seat. This is one for Christy Coates and Stuart, with a seat, and somebody nearby, one of the officials nearby, said, "Oh, what's that for?" "Oh, they've broken the substitutes bench." So outrageously, somebody sat on the substitutes bench and it snapped. So they had to repair it. Not great. So the lights they didn't actually add additional lights at, normally the TV company takes pity on us and adds additional lights, which meant that Dave Rogers sat in a corner underneath the big screen, using the light from the big screen to improve the situation in front of him. It was candlelight.
Well, I can only presume that they thought there'd be enough light shining out of Finn Russell and Ben Spencer's derrieres to mean that additional lighting wouldn't be necessary, because this seems to be the agenda for this season.
Yes. So the only light we did have was from the stripe of LED advertising on the far side, which they had to turn down. Clearly, the TV company said, "Can you fix that, please?" Because at the moment, all we've got is ghostly shadows running around. So thank the Lord, somebody had a word, and that the wick was turned down on that. But as it got darker, even that was a major problem. Anyway, the game. And we're not going to talk about individual players because you win as a team and you lose as a team. It's not fair. Poor old Sergeant Wilson has lost his winning run, but in some ways it's out the way now. We've done all that.
It's done now.
It's gone. I thought George. I will mention George in dispatches because he had a tough evening on a number of fronts, and he was great. He absolutely did what he needed to do as a captain. He'll have learnt loads, and it was a difficult evening all round. I think probably it'll go. I've just noticed. I'm going to have to. Excuse me. This is annoying me. I hate it when There you go. For those of you listening in black and white, my necklace was annoying me.
Just adjusted a necklace.
I'm adjusting my necklace. So. Things that they will obviously have a conversation about because they was there for all to see. Stop the stupid rubbish. So, don't backchat. When was the last time we got marched back 10 metres? Just shut up. Pushing people when you don't need to and giving away a penalty. When you've actually gained ground. Shut up. Don't do it. Getting grumpy generally. No need. Doing the same thing twice, Dupont's law. However, Dupont's law, I've watched 2 games of rugby now where that's being applied, and the message to the refereeing community, you're going to have to tell the players what you want, because I've witnessed total confusion from 4 teams. Well, actually, no, 3 teams, because Luke decided that Tom Dunn didn't need to move at all because he's a bit old and he can just stand still. So Dupont's law just means a penalty for the side that the referee decides actually they are moving and they're not. And it worked. Although yesterday's referee seemed to remember halfway through the first half, or even halfway through the game, that he had to apply it because all of a sudden we had penalties not retreating like confetti. So just don't do it twice. And if you need to find out, and then that is one for George to do. But Dupont's law is causing confusion, and it's blooming boring. It's blooming boring. Just anyway, get rid of it. Do something about it. Get rid of the confusion because it's not great. There were some flashes of saintliness, I would say.
Yeah.
I am going to mention. We are going to do a Ladies Wot Pod Player of the match. I think we should. And my vote would go to Josh Kemeny. Josh, he was going for a full house. Yeah, he played brilliantly. He scored a try. He was a tackling machine. He got a yellow card. We've only got the red card to go, and I'm glad he didn't get that one. So I thought Josh actually was outstanding. He was exactly what you want in the back row. And him and Tom Pearson, the back row actually worked very well. But him and Tom Pearson, I can see, are going to be a great double act. First half, the moment of brilliance from the break from George. I know you've got that on your list.
Yeah.
Brilliance from George. Typical George, appearing from nowhere. And Josh had the presence of mind to go after him. And I was so upset. In fact, we even got a message from our friend Julia, didn't we? Facials. I was so upset because I was on the other side of the pitch and I could see he was making the most fantastic faces. There was a photographer over there, so I have seen no photos of Josh's facials at all, and they were magnificent. But there was no way I could get them from the angle that I was at. You'll see if you look in my gallery. I was at a time at the wrong angle. I would also say that there were a lot of empty seats at the recreation ground.
Yeah, I'd heard people say when they looked there was, a lot. You could have selected a seat anywhere. But when you're paying, somebody I know paid 99 quid for a seat there.
There were seats at £109. So by the time it got to kick-off, it was the corners one end where there were a lot of seats. They were claiming 15,000, but no, I don't think so. No. Because there were far too many seats at the clubhouse end for that to be the case. It's not. I personally think, great, we've got it out of the way. They can TNT and Bath can disappear on this into the sunset with their loving, because clearly TNT love Bath to bits, as the rest of the press. And that's great. Please sod off and follow them as far as I'm concerned, because we've done it now. It wasn't a repeat of the final because we were the home team. But anyway, let's wait till we get back to.
And also, all this about but Bath have gained revenge. Well, they haven't, because it's the first game of the season. It's not the final. It's not the one that counts. And, get over yourselves.
Yes. I mean, I'm sure Dad would not want to lose, in the way that we did. 38-16 is not a great scoreline, but it is not the end of the world. For those of you, stupidly, I thought I'd amuse myself on the journey home and read a bit of Twitter. How I laugh. Oh. Seriously, guys, it's one game.
Oh, well, Craig Doyle was at it this afternoon, because as I walked through to come here, I heard him say, it's worrying time for Saints supporters because you're in 10th. We're only in 10th.
Get over yourself.
We're only in 10th because we start NO as opposed to NE. We'd be 9th. And it's one game, for crying out loud. And we were without so many players, really. So for the two teams, 11 of Bath's team that started the final started on Friday, and 7 of ours. So it's a huge shift. There's a lot. I mean, we haven't stopped being a good team. We're not. We're not Newcastle and Gloucester, whose supporters I have a huge amount of sympathy for, because again they're on that horrible train of losing. Yes, of course we've lost the game. I'm not saying it's all roses and rabbits and rainbows around the door, but let's get a sense of perspective. Rainbows around the door.
Well, I meant the roses around the door, but given what happened over the weekend, it could be the rainbows around the door. Who knows?
It's probably a better. No. And I was going to say, I would not like to be in training tomorrow with Mr. Radford, because I suspect he hasn't calmed down. I suspect he doesn't do calming down.
He didn't look a happy camper at the field of play on Friday. No, but they don't strike me as a coaching team that chuck teacups about the place, which I think certain football managers they don't.
No.
So
no, it'd be even worse. He'll tell them he was disappointed.
Down, yeah.
They'll be. Oh no! Might have to do a therapy session.
Yeah, no. Anyway, there is one player I'd like to call out, and I'd like somebody to explain to me why his behaviour wasn't dealt with when it came to the officials.
Because he's just the next Messiah, obviously.
He picked a fight with everybody. He misbehaved. I mean, I've even got a photo where it's all happening next to the assistant referee who's smiling. And it's like, it's not funny. He's out of order. Yeah, they're squaring up to... Well, no, let's put it right. He's squaring up to an opposition player and the referee is doing nothing.
Are you going to tell us his name? I know who you mean.
Yes, Russell F. I'm not sure. I mean, I think, he was, well, I thought I was seeing things, and I just, as you do, because in the heat of the moment, I was getting really wound up by him. And then I got a text message from Miss J saying, Finn Russell needs a chill pill. Oh, it's not just me.
Yes. Yeah.
But nobody spoke to him.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything. He was allowed to rampage the field, the bar supporters go, yeah, well, he's our annoying git. Well, yes. But anyway, hey-ho.
Yes, to be fair, we had Dan Bigger, didn't we? So.
Well, but you and I often talked about the fact I thought Dan was out of order. There's a certain semi-final at a certain place in a roundabout where I thought Dan was well out of order.
Oh, he was. Yeah. But we
don't just
will see.
Scotsman. Welshmen can get it in there too.
Well, and Englishmen if they're out of order too. We're quite liberal with our.
Yes, absolutely. So let's just move on, shall we?
Yeah.
To the next game. Thank God, the next one I saw was a win.
Oh, sorry. Now your next game, not last. Yeah, just ignore me. I'm so tired.
No, the next one of the weekend that I saw.
Oh yes, So you
versus Caldy.
Schlep up from the West Country.
Yeah,
and Bedford at home.
At home, Goldington Road, slope and all. More of that in a minute. They won 45-19. A comfortable win.
Right.
Despite going down to 12. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 12.
Wasn't Christoph Ridley reffing, was it?
Well, I felt sorry for him, bless him. Things got off to put it this way, they raced into a 20-something nil lead, and it was all looking, very good. In fact, I think by half-time, virtually just before the throes of half-time, it was 31-0, and then Caldy scored a pushover try. So it was 31-7. And then the wheels flew off, I think is the only way I can describe it. It was a rerun of the game I'd watched at the Rec, only in reverse, the team I was following. So the thing with Saints is at the start of the second half, they actually had Bath under the cosh and were a bit, what's going on here? And it was only a drop ball, which should have been looked at by the TMO, but oddly wasn't. And a breakaway try that started to turn the tide. I don't know what went on with Bedford. It's a complete mystery to me. They were playing very comfortably. I don't know whether they switched off. What happened? All I do know is most of the points were scored going up the hill.
Oh, well, that's not normal.
No. Yes. The proceedings, though, did involve the weather, and I have to say the weather gods are smiling on me, and may they continue to do so after last season.
You've done well this weekend, given the
weather.
Biblical.
I haven't got wet, and it was a biblical storm at Goldington Road, which they delayed the kickoff until 3:30, and I was eternally grateful watching the hail bouncing randomly, thinking, no, I don't want to be sat in that again. Yes, so we had a huge storm, and so kickoff was delayed by half an hour. There were lots of Saints playing for the Blues, and they all did themselves incredibly proud. I think the Blues need to be really pleased with their win. I think they need to look at their discipline, but they know all that. I don't need to say that. So that I think we should mention in dispatches the Saints who turned out for the Blues. I have to. Why am I looking at the Bath team sheet? There we go.
I don't know. Do you want me to give you a hint?
Give me a
George
hint.
Smith.
Yeah. It's the one that says Bedford Blues versus Caldy. Yeah. George Smith. George Smith has played in the Championship. He came from Coventry. Well, came to us via the NFL and the Coventry. He's a unit, and he put himself about a bit. Really enjoy it. He's such a nice man. Really enjoying himself. Nathan Langdon, I think Nathan's learning a lot, because Tommy Herman, who's the starting hooker this season for Bedford Blues, is a really good player. So Nathan is having to work hard. He's not just waltzing in as the Premiership player. He's learned, and I imagine he's learning a lot from Tommy, who he had another really good game yesterday.
Good.
Archie Benson.
Yes, this is one of your new faves, isn't he?
Yes. So Archie is enormous. I think he's about 6'8", And during the warm-up yesterday, he was bending himself in directions that I don't think even Fraser Dingwall could do.
It's not a challenge.
Yeah, well,
challenge.
Archie is a tackling machine, and he's clearly modelled himself on Courtney Laws. Not a bad person, because he's like an exocet. He comes from angles that, yeah. So I've got some fantastic photographs of him wiping out several people. Oh, hello. It's your turn.
Excuse me, it's my daughter. Just one moment. Oh no. I've shut her down. I didn't answer her. I've shut her down.
You're going to tell you podding.
Yeah.
This week's interruption, ladies and gentlemen, is from Hannah.
Yes, that makes a change.
And she's probably checking on the interview and whether Liz has used it yet.
Yes.
More of that shortly. So back to the list of Jake Garside.
Oh, poor, yeah.
Jake, who's had his face rearranged, he tackled someone somewhat larger than him, which of course is everybody else on the field. And his eyebrow exploded. And so he looks like he's had some, normally they use those sort of sticky things.
Yeah, steri-strip things.
Yeah, steri-strip things not this one. It was the full blanket stitch. So he looks like something out the Munsters at the minute.
But then, what a lovely scar. My dueling scar from my days in Heidelberg. That's what that'll be.
Yes, he didn't look happy. Yes. And then, last but not least, Toby Cousins. Toby, who's clearly been watching Tom Seabrook.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Do you think they practice that diving into the corner?
Yes, they do. They do practice it, yeah.
No names, no pack drill, but somebody needs to practice it more and keeping hold of the ball, really, don't they? Sorry. It's a bit cutting. Couldn't resist. Harsh, but fair.
Yes. Toby, on the other hand, didn't have to catch the ball and dot it down. He ran with it, but he had to get past two tacklers and dive into the corner. So it was a beautiful try, and put the icing on the cake at the end of the game. So well played, Toby.
Well done, Toby.
And yes, and Goldington Road looked a picture, and it was all round. Everybody was happy. Freddie Tuilangi was their player of the match. So
right, Fred.
Yeah. Fred,
not
yes,
Freddie.
Fred. Yes, he's Fred, isn't he? Yes, he's Fred.
Fred
is his dad, and his dad was there.
Oh, was he? I've not seen Freddie. No. I know tales about Freddie that is not for this pod, not for any pod, really.
So Bedford had a good game. It was good. That 5 points in the bag in the championship. Really good start. There were some surprising results in the championship yesterday. Cambridge losing at home to Chinner wasn't.
Oh, that's not in the script, is it?
No. So I think the championship is going to, as it already has, produce a few surprises. And then the last game of the weekend was
Towcester Under 10s.
No.
Or Lightning.
Don't go too soon.
Sorry. Lightning, who were blighted by lightning.
They actually attempted to get the game away and then had to come off.
Yes, yeah. There was something like 2.5 hours it took or something, I read.
Oh, Lord. Well, no wonder.
Yeah. But lost to Leicester Tigers, but then it was a pre-season game, it's not a league game, and they were without 20 players. They had 20 players unavailable. That's 2-0. 20. They've not got the biggest squad anyway, and to have 20 unavailable.
That's although it was good to see that Laura Keats is back from her barbarian excitement.
And lovely that the two girls that we met at the open day who'd been involved in a horrific car accident 10 months ago. So I believe at one point they wondered whether they'd ever play rugby again. They both took to the field. So well done, Molly Luthei, I think her surname is, and Becky Boyd. And
Fantastic.
And all I remember, Becky didn't like having her photograph taken. We had to really work on her, didn't we?
We did.
So, but
yes.
Yeah.
But she did in the
but
end.
Well done, ladies.
She did in the
Lovely.
end. Yes.
Yeah. And lovely that you're back. So, and shame you lost to that lot up the road, the stripy lot. But hey ho, lessons will have been learned.
Yes.
And when you get your internationals back and your injury prone ones back, you'll be grand.
Yes, exactly. So all in all, an interesting weekend. I think plenty of lessons would have been learned in the Southwest, and it'll be interesting to see what happens next Saturday tea time.
Yes. Yeah.
Before we go on to Towcester Under 10s, very important, and we have another fantastic match report, don't we? We do have to congratulate one of our locks, Tamo.
We do, yes. Yes.
Yes, he is a champion again. That's the second thing he's won this year. He's collecting pots. It's the Pacifica Nations Cup, I think, and it's a very nice trophy he was drinking out of. Of course he was drinking out of it. He's Fijian. Yes, so well done them. They beat Japan. Sorry, Eddie. 40-something, 17 in the final, so it wasn't even close. Well done, Fiji. So well done, Fiji. And well done, I have to say, we have no Saints connection as far as I'm aware, but well done, Argentina, for stuffing the box. Thank you very much.
Yes, marvellous.
More box stuffing, please, if only to wind Rassie up. So there we go. Anyway, yes. So that, I think, is the roundup of the adult rugby. The grown-ups,
yeah. So
on to the most important of the weekend.
I just do feel we have to mention one other grown-up. I say grown-up in the loosest use of the phrase. Beef taking to the hallowed turf of Wellingborough Rugby Club as inside centre. I mean, who knew?
Yes, inside centre. Yes, Rory, are you worried?
Mr. Waller Jr. Just...
Yes. Wow. And they won. So, well done. Yeah, he's got off to a flying winning start in inside centre.
So presumably they were singing in the streets of Wellingborough, beating their old rivals Kettering, I would imagine.
Yes, there was. Yes, that is the grudge match in that part of the county, isn't it? So
that no G's. So yes,
yes.
I know.
Well,
yeah.
So
well done,
Beef.
Well done,
Top
Ethan.
work, my friend.
It was a sight worth seeing. Oh, don't poke a bear. Don't poke a bear.
We should find out. Yes, so we have to talk about Towcester Under 10s. Now, we have a little report.
We do have a little report.
Do you want to give a little run-in, or do you want to let the report just...
Well, I think so I had been planning to go up and watch this morning, because obviously I've been in Cornwall, haven't seen. Then I did get a message from my daughter saying, nobody will hold it against you if you don't go. Basically, the under 7s were cancelled. Their training was cancelled. I think the under 11s cancelled as well. So it was really only the under 10s. And I just thought, I'm not going. I'm too old to get wet. I've served my time doing that. So they played Bugbrook in a friendly. As I was talking to my son, and he said, "There's no such thing as a friendly, but at under 10s they're all friendly. If that makes sense." And I went, it does make perfect sense. So they Harry's little group. They played 4 games and won 2, so he was happy. And so he sent me this report. And as you can see, he hasn't got changed. He's still a bit sad. No, not sad. Damp and soggy is what I'm trying to say. damp and soggy, but needed to get the report in. So he's very pleased with himself. And more importantly, even though it was wet and horrible, he still had a lovely time. So well done, Towcester Under 10s.
And here's Harry's report.
Hello, I did a very good try because they nearly got me. They were clinging onto me, but I still scored a try. And I did a few tackles.
And you did lots of ball carrying as well.
Oh yeah, and I did lots of ball carrying as well. And whenever someone got tackled, I was already there and passing it away.
And scrum.
And I did, I think there was about 11 scrums. I was in most of them. I missed 2 of them though.
You done?
Wow.
Well done.
I see that Hannah is, or here even, because we don't see her at all, Hannah is a chip off the old block.
Yes, trying to make sure he says the right things at the right time.
Yes. Very good. Well done, Harry. Another fabulous report from Towcester Under 10s. And, you know, it's brilliant that the kids are enjoying themselves, even when it's heaving you down. So, so well done to everybody. Well done to the coaches for getting the game away. And and have it so the kids can have lots of muddy fun, because that's what it's all about.
And the parents who were sheltering under a gazebo that the sides blew off, so they then had to have a parent in each corner acting as a tent peg. So I'm not sure that it did much good, but well done, Towcester. You don't get that. You don't get that at the. Oh, you might get that at the Rec, actually.
That's just no. That's very, very good. So we should do a media watch, because there's been quite a lot of media stuff going on.
Yes, yeah. Look east.
Look east. So I spotted last week that James Burridge was up to something.
You did. Yes.
And he did a really nice review, preview with questions from supporters, comments from supporters. Sam Vesti doing his coaching Sam Vesti thing with a mic. And yeah, it was a really lovely preview to the season. An interview with Sam Graham and Sam Graham. I know about Tom James. All Sam Graham, Tom James, not the same. So well done, James.
Made that mistake.
Oh, God knows. But well done, James. That was really, really good. On the other hand,
yes. On the other hand,
TNT. What the actual? So, I was at the Gardens the other day, where Mr. Alex Waller was in, and we said, "Can't you stay away?" And he went, "No, I've been asked in for media. TNT are doing a preview of the season." So I thought, "Oh, that's interesting." And I watched it, and it's like, I mean, why did they need all 3 coaches when they only let one of them speak? I mean, it was utter drivel. I'm sorry. Yeah, where James's was insightful, involved the supporters, it felt like it was a proper. No, it was supposedly a review of last season and a sort of start for this. And it didn't do it. It really didn't do it for me.
Yeah, well,
no. Not good. And the bloke in the Times, I don't know what your name is, Dot Cotton or something. He's the guy that thinks he's really funny, that does a sort of preview and review of each week. Hey, you're not funny. And you leave our...
You leave our badge.
You leave our badge alone.
Okay.
Yeah. But there was one article in the Times that I'll just bring it, which I found fascinating, which is the sad story of Macclesfield Rugby Club.
Oh,
Macclesfield were promoted, which you might think is a really happy thing, but the RFU have decided to redraw all the regions, which we talked about before.
I know where this is coming. Yeah, so and they've got to travel to.
They have ended up, instead of playing teams around Manchester and where you'd expect, they were heading to Devon.
I was going to say they've got to go to the Channel Islands or something stupid. Close enough.
No, they're heading to Devon. They're heading to Camborne. They're heading. You just think,
oh no!
And so the players have had to have a pay cut. So they're getting paid half what they were last season in a lower league. One of them has ended up sleeping in a car. I mean, it's just, a duty of care is not in it. Yeah. And all because the club can't afford, they thought they were playing locally. They're going the length of the country and they're in National Division 2. So then we're not talking Championship here. Bedford will have budgeted that they've got to go to Penzance. They know they have to do it. In the same way Newcastle will have budgeted that they've got to go to Exeter and vice versa in the Premiership. But this is National Division 2. And frankly, guys, that is just outrageous.
This has been happening since the leagues were started, because Towcester made the dizzy heights up to Division 3, I think, or something. They had to go and play Aspatria and Preston Grasshoppers, and so people had to take a day off work.
Oh, that's one of the guys. Has had to take 2 days off work each time they play.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just,
absolutely crazy, and no financial help. No financial help from the RFU to try and do that. No, I think you're right. But talking about Media Watch, I do feel we must mention the Saints show on Wednesday.
Yes,
poor old George. I mean, honestly, Alex Coles, you thought your mum was naughty, but really, both of George's parents chucked him under a bus. And I'm
looking forward to seeing his washing line.
Yes. Yes, what do you want for your birthday? Well, he didn't really answer that, did he? It was.
Oh, then he's definitely getting the washing line, isn't he?
Definitely getting the washing line. Yeah, that was hysterical. Poor old George.
No, Graham did a really good job there. He stitched George up right and proper, but he got lots of really good questions in. The whole format just worked. I like the fact that I don't know whether Hunt's, He had a sort of line of water cups by the end. He was, clearly.
I don't know what's going on there.
But it worked really, really well. And so, and the Saints show is actually, I think, it remains. Other than the Ladies Wot Pod, they are friends of the show, aren't they? And
they are very much so.
They do a really, really good job. So, whatever is wrong with Lenny, I hope you get better soon.
Yeah, get well soon, Lenny.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there, bless him. But he was spared Graham's new cassette. Bob Dylan cassette. Oh, surely it's a CD. Surely even Graham doesn't still have cassettes. No, I'm saying cassette for effect.
Oh, bless.
Oh, dear. So, you're absolutely right. The Saints show was cracking this week. Really, really good. Excellent. Cool. I have listened to a lot of rugby pods this week, and moving on.
Moving swiftly on. So,
I do need to give a shout out to the IT department.
Yes, go on.
Actually, have I got the cable? Have I got it? Yeah, look. So, for those of you listening in black and white, I have a cable in my hand.
Oh, she
Not
does.
Very exciting. This piece
quite a short cable.
It's quite a short cable, and it goes between my computer and my card reader. Not very exciting, you might think. We discovered that this was the problem. So I was downloading my photos, and basically the end of time would have needed.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And Dr. T worked out. The IT department worked out that this cable was the problem, and suddenly. It went from something like 4 days to 4 minutes. It was
excellent. Well done.
Yes.
Well
done, the IT department. Thank you for rescuing me because my computer was in severe danger. So yes, all well and good. We have to mention some debutants. Or have I done
I was
that
going to say, can I just say to the IT department, you can stop leaving comments about the IT department in the comments on YouTube. I mean, what the heck? Talk about padding your part.
We should say thank you to everybody who liked us, subscribed us.
Yes,
to us.
carry on
Keep
doing that.
it. Everybody that
Please.
listens to this podcast, find a way of giving us lots of stars. 5 would be nice. Subscribing, because it really
No
does
pressure.
help the pod. So like us, subscribe to us, give us 5 stars. You know, all those people who were on pods that you listen to going, please subscribe. I never believed it until actually doing one of these things. It does actually make a difference. So please, if you like it, do give us lots of stars. If you don't like it, you can tell us, because then we want the feedback. So thank you to everybody who did press that button. More button pressing this week would be great.
Please.
I'm not sure. I didn't actually mention the debutants properly, did I? No. So Josh Kemeny came on, and he apparently is number 2090 in the player numbers.
Awesome.
And then, of course, the other guys, the 2 props, Luke Green and Tom West came on, and Callum Hunter-Hill. They actually came on in reverse alphabetical order. Tom West, Callum Hunter-Hill, Luke Green. So I'll be intrigued how Lizzie...
how
Lizzie,
they're numbered up.
Lizzie, it's Liz, is the other one. The one who owns the list. Liz, Ms. Tyler, actually allocates the numbers. I believe 2091 will be Tom West, 2092 will be Callum Hunter-Hill, and 2093 will be Luke Green. So well done to all of them for making your Saints debuts. Very good. Right, so walking rugby.
Well, I've been on holiday, so don't know what happened. I
Like,
presume it happened, but I'm away. I don't care. That's very harsh, but yeah.
yeah, well, no, if you're not there, you aren't there. So, walking rugby in this house, Dr. Jones did go. He goes to Histon for I don't know whether it's the rugby club or where. Walking rugby in Histon, and he came back very wet, very drippy.
What is he doing? I can hear crashing and banging in the background.
I think he's decided to empty the cutlery drawer by the sounds of it.
I wish you do. Right, okay. He's upset because I told him not to keep making the...
He's now got his cymbals out. Yeah, no. You will notice the IT department.
Like the Muppet Show. Gets more like the Muppet Show every week.
Oh dear.
Remember this frog? Yeah.
Yes. No, Kermit the Frog is my car. So I've got a new car. It's a Cougar. It's lovely. It's a Ford. Of course, it's a Ford. My husband used to work for them, and we thought we'd get a green one.
It's very green. Yeah,
it's very Kermit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Kermit's cousin Robin.
Oh yes, it could be cousin Robin. No, I think it's Kermit. But it's very
Kermit.
nice. But it's very green. So
it's not easy being green.
No, it's not easy being in a green car either. Anyway, yes.
Anyway, where have we got to?
Next week we are playing
Next week. Exactly.
Exeter. Bedford. I've got no idea where Bedford are. I think they're off. Is it Hartbury? Hold on, let me have a look. Let me have a look. My list of games.
So in true punditry style.
They're at Coventry away. The Butts Park Arena away.
Oh, are they?
So
in true punditry, it'd be interesting to see who bounces back from the defeat better. Saints or Exeter. There you go. Put it out there.
Put Mr. Craig Doyle's mind at rest that no, we are not worried.
No, we're not.
Seriously, guys. I know you have to, up
concentrate on your cooking, Craig.
Oh dear. So we're playing Exeter tea time.
Tea time
on Saturday. Yeah, lovely. And then the next game is Harlequins on the Friday night. So we've got 2 home games coming up.
Yes.
and then if Blues are have Hartbury at home. So, but before then, it's Coventry away for Blues, and it's Exeter Chiefs, who also lost to the Stripey ones.
Stripey ones.
Yes, at our place. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. I'm hoping to go to training this week. I didn't manage it last week because outrageously I had to do a day job. No, who'd have thought?
Time you retired.
You would have been saying that for years. So yes, it's going to be interesting times already. Interesting times.
Already interesting times. Quick plug for Saint Supporters Club and the coaches. We're running coaches to Leicester Tigers and Bristol. Please sign up. Please use them. If you don't, we may have to just stop doing them if we can't get enough people.
Oh,
so
dear.
Please.
Is it numbers not as good as you hoped?
No. So have a look and if you can use that. And it doesn't help having 2 Friday night games down in the West Country because that's almost impossible.
It's
for
really
people
hard.
who work. Yeah, but
It's really
it'd be lovely if you could use the coaches. And we have a committee meeting on Monday to discuss stuff. I mean, any changes, I'll let you know. But yeah,
Excellent.
Halos. We'll be haloing next Saturday. Come and find us.
Yes, haloing, more haloing. Dr. Jones was
more haloing.
He couldn't halo at the rec. I don't think they'd appreciate it.
No, I don't think they would. But yeah, come and find us. Come and talk to us about halos if it's what you want to do. Brilliant.
So that was episode 40, I believe.
40. Episode 40.
40.
Yes.
40.
Life begins. Life begins now.
Does it really? Oh, right, okay.
Life begins at 40, so they say.
So they say.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
indeed.
yes, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, men, women and children and pets.
Yes.
Anybody who's listened.
Yes. The roller
you so much.
ride of supporting saints continues.
Continues, yes. Yeah, we will see. And we will speak to you all soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.